Nun sind wir online. Ja, wir sind im letzten Slot. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure. The last part today is in English. And yeah, I have a nice visitor, a nice actor. It's Uziel, and Uziel, the stage is yours.
Thank you
very much. The next 20-25 minutes, and then you told me you have to go to Prague.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, is it better I stand here or here? Or whatever I want? I decide.
The middle is the best.
Okay, the middle is the best. Perfect. Okay. Good afternoon, and thank you for coming over. My name is Uziel Zontag, and today I'm going to speak about Industry 4.0 and the connection between Industry 4.0 and employment or future employment. I will do that myself. This is a little bit about my background. Beside educational background of software development and IT and business administration, I also went through quite a lot digital transformation, and I'm doing it now as we speak via the HAHN group, who is part of RAG, and also via the United Robotics group. I'm always focusing on strategy and business development within the areas of digitalization. Maybe just a quick reminder who we are. We are part of the RSBG Foundation, and together we are two groups that are very strong in automation and robotics, and I'm helping the two groups to go to the next level, which is digitalization and AI, artificial intelligence. To give you a little bit of my background, because I think it's important to say it, because then it will help you to know where I come to what I'm saying, because I'm going to talk about Industry 4.0, of course. You can see a little bit of the focus of the HAHN group. We are focusing on different applications, different segments, but in the end of the day, we are producers of production lines. And producing production lines is, of course, a very big thing in Germany. This is one of the top 10 in the world in producing production lines. The second part of our business is URG, United Robotic Group, and this is more service robotics. And if you want, what you saw before is really B2B. It's production lines. And this one is more B2B2C or B2C. We are talking about really helping elderly care, hospitals, entertainment, anything that has to do with service robotics. Let me start by talking about Industry 4.0. So in the end of the day, people are a little bit mixing Industry 4.0 with digitalization, because digitalization came to the world actually in Industry 3.0. That's reality, because all the PLCs and the programming over the robots came already 20, 30 years ago. So what is really Industry 4? This is the question I will try to answer today, but more importantly, how is Industry 4.0 is influencing the future of employment? What will be the effect on you, on me, on us? For me, Industry 4.0, it's a very nice buzzword for a container. It's a buzzword to say container nowadays, for a container of advanced technologies. And I'm looking at the mega trends and asking myself, which of the mega trends will influence the production line? And this is how I interpret Industry 4.0. So in the past, all the technologies that were created, including PLCs, were created specifically for production lines. Industry 4.0, it's a new game. We are taking all the technologies out of the production lines and we bring them to the production line. And that's the uniqueness. To do that, we needed Industry 3.0. We needed digitalization to a certain level. Is it good enough? We will talk in my next slides. But now I want to talk about my 4 mega trends, which I think will shape the future of the next 3 to 5 years. The first one, I call it do-it-yourself. I think that in the number of Mittelstand and companies in Germany that need to program and continue to program, asking them to take a completely new black box from Amazon will not work. So I think one mega trend is the capability to do it yourself, to program yourself, use open source, to do whatever you need in order to the machine to perform better. The second megatrend is what I call ease of use. And this is coming from a much more important trend, which is the low code and the no code. Now, I don't know how much you're familiar with it, but in the end of the day, if you look at your phone is almost no code, because you get the application, it tells you what to do, you double click and it works. But under that, there are many lines of code that someone wrote and brought it to this level. If you go to production line, completely the opposite nowadays. Most of the stuff is not coded, and you see people standing and coding. But the trend of low code and no code is going to reshape our life. I already look at startups. I didn't say in the beginning I'm very active in the startup community. I'm looking at startups that you just show the robot what you do, and the robot starts to do it. No code, zero. Start to work within half an hour. Only integration to connect it to the electricity. That's it. This is the future. Low code, no code. The third trend that I think, of course, we're all aware of is predictive analytics. And more importantly, I call it closed loop. It's the capability to understand what will happen, but also to act immediately on that information. And more importantly is to make it, as soon as possible, active. Because sometimes we used in the past a lot of BI, business intelligence, and this business intelligence was months of works to analyze the data from the past. Predictive is going to be, I'm taking very little from the past, but immediately I have wisdom on the future. This is predictive. The last one, I think, which is a topic for another presentation, maybe one day we organize, is cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is, yeah, it's, if I want to give it an example, is like we all have doctors. You know, we go to the doctors, but the doctor said, you know, you are now 45, start to take vitamins because you need your immune system to be in good shape, correct? This is cybersecurity. You need your immune system to be in good shape. What is going to happen in the next year is that there will be a big change from cybersecurity manually to automation of cybersecurity. And that's another megatrend. Sorry for being long on these megatrends, because all my presentation later are coming to my megatrends. Let me give you a small example. This slide comes from Oxford University, a good friend, professor for AI. And when I started to work on Industry 4.0 4 years ago in HAHN Group, the entire world was on the first part, descriptive analytics. Everybody was so happy when they can see what the machine is doing in a nice way, because PLC, as you know, it's not so nice. This is history. But if you want to enjoy the economical value, you need to go to the predictive one. And as I said later on, to the closed loop. So that's an example how fast those things are happening nowadays. And it could be that if we talk in 2 years now, there will be now the next level even. But if I want to kind of summarize in one slide how an organization is going to be influenced, and now I'm coming to the employments, how is an organization going to be influenced from this situation of digitalization, Industry 4.0? This is how I look at it. The first level is the PLC level, all the controls. This level is solved. I just came back today from Mannheim. I was meeting the head of M&A for Bilfinger. Oh, it's a nice company. And I showed them the same slide, and they said, this one, solved. We know exactly what to do. Control level, we are good. Forget about it. But we have no clue what to do on the second layer. The second layer is the most important layer, and actually, this is the missing link in most of the Mittelstand in Germany nowadays. This is the data layer. And the capability to take the data from the machines, let's assume, exists to some level. But then you need to bring it somewhere. Do you need to bring it to the cloud? Do you bring it to the private cloud, hybrid cloud, public cloud? Do you stay on-prem? How do you deal with it? How does it come? Which protocol? MQTT? I don't know. It's many, many questions not answered yet. Siemens is running in that direction. Everybody is trying to run. But as long as Siemens is coming from the bottom, from the PLCs, it's very difficult for them to get there, because they keep on replicating PLC programming. Third level, it's easier to understand. Third level is applications. Applications, easy. This is the level where you really need to make things happen. For example, predictive analytics. For example, augmented reality using glasses. This is the layer where things will happen. This is your mobile. What you see in your mobile is this. It's the application layer. But the most interesting part is actually the fourth one. And this is your business concept. Do you want to sell it on a pay-per-use? Do you want to sell it on one time? What do you want to do with this data? What do you want to do with your production? Is it going to continue all our life that the German companies are selling CapEx? I'm not sure. I leave it for some thoughts, because it will influence also the humans, of course. Some examples. This is a nice startup. It's a startup from Germany, actually from Munich. We work with them quite a long time now. And they're really working on this, what I call white box. I will not do analysis predictive to your production line. What I will do, I will give you a framework which you can use and work within. Now, why is it so important, especially today, to this presentation? Because this is the only way. What are you going to do with all your PLC programmers? Where are they going to go when everything will become no-code, low-code, and everything analytics? You don't need them anymore, correct? So they will move to the next step. And the next step, they will program modeling. And you need to get ready for that. And this is a startup that is getting ready for that. Maybe the slide is not the best, but it's create a circle between the management and the players. And it helps to streamline the solution. I'm not sure we have time for this movie, so I move on without the movie, okay? I'm continuing. Another example. This is the startup that I told you. You want to show the movie? Okay. So you need to play it from you, I think. Okay? No, you went back? Okay. You can put music. So the first part that you see here is actually, it's a platform. The middle is a computing area. This is where people who are doing PLC programming in the future will do the modeling. Currently, they do nothing about that, correct? They will need to transform. They will need to learn to do modeling. Otherwise, they will become not relevant, frankly saying, in the next 3 to 5 years. Because most of the stuff they do now will become on no-code or low-code. And it will come as it is. The second part is the most interesting. That's the knowledge one. Then you connect different data from different angles, and you create a story. What do you want to achieve? And you do it with the management, with the IT. You do it with all the group of players that are part of your data story. And that's your, I call it the sandbox. And then you connect this into what they call the code linking, and you bring the model into reality. Now this is low-code platform. Very nice platform, made in Germany. In a second, we go to other countries. Now you can stop it and move to the presentation. No, you can go out. Okay. They work with all the usual suspects, Festo and BMW. We are also very interested in them in the HAHN group. We're also talking about bringing them to the URG. We want people to do their own analytics. You cannot continue living with analytics of 50K for a pilot and 10K per month for one machine. It doesn't go to the bill of material of this industry. That's the next generation. I take over. Example number 2, low code. So here it's a different startup coming from where I come originally. It's a startup from Israel. And this startup is actually focusing on planning of how the robot will move around the object in the shortest way in order to do quality assurance. So think about Google Maps. You want to go from here to the airport. You can go like this. You can go like this. What is the most effective way to do it? Now, why is it so important? Because currently, if you have a mix of production, every time you need to program again and again how the camera is going to move. Humans, a lot of hours, errors, and so on. So maybe you can play this movie. Excuse me? Can you play the movie? Thank you. So think about a part like this. You bring the part into the machine. You go into the program that was created for this part. It loads the plan. And immediately after the plan is there, it starts to work and it's doing the quality assurance. Now, the machine vision part here, yeah, it's nice, it's interesting, sexy, but that's it. What's interesting is the planner, the movement of the object. Now, think about this planner now, take it to other worlds. Take it to the world of measurements. I want to measure from here, I want to measure from here, I want to screw from here. You need a planner. What is the most effective way? Okay, you can stop the movie now. Thank you. Yeah, this is just an example of something like this will take 6 months to program. Project of 6 months can be done with this machine on 3 weeks. 6 months, 3 weeks. 6 months of work of humans. What are they going to do? They need to learn to do analytics. Otherwise, they have no job. Last example, ease of use. Maybe you can play the first movie. This is a startup coming from the UK. This startup is really for the post-sale. So you sold something, and now someone is calling you, I want you to look at this, I want you to change this. This one, maybe you cannot show the movie because you need to go to Vimo. So I will explain it without the movie. Ah, okay, perfect, but I don't see it here. So they create from the CAD a full catalog of the equipment within a scan of 3 hours. So you come to them, you'll download to that, they bring you back, and then you have the full catalog. Now, once you have the full catalog, you immediately now can go and put also training. You can displace it, put it together. For after sale, this is a big thing. Because now if you change the part, in the current way it works, you still have the old CAD. Now you go, let me check, number 7423, is it the same that it was before? But if you do it digitally and you download it from the cloud, and it's over, then you know exactly what it is. Next. And don't put the other movie, I will move to the presentation. So you can bring me to the presentation. Okay. Okay, but where are we adding? As I said before, I think we are adding into much more production as a service. There will be much more, so engineering will be created here in Germany. It will be much more fabless, in other words. So a lot of the stuff will be created here. The wisdom will be here. The production will be shared. I'm not the only one who think like this. Actually, we are working on it together with two, let's say, big giants. One is Porsche and one is Munich Re. And it's called production as a service, or they call it Flex Factory. And to get to a Flex Factory, you need to be able to monitor the equipment. So you remember my data layer. You need to do predictive maintenance. You remember my prediction. And only then you can come to a full business model of transformation. That's everything together. If you put it like this, yeah, why do you need it? It's flexible, it's financial transformation, sharing, Uber, industry, and so on. I come to the end of my presentation. I want to say two things. The first one, I learned it a few weeks ago. I was in a big event of URG, that the speed of transformation in our lifetime now is so tremendous that it took 100 years from Jules Verne to write about that we will go to the moon until we went to the moon, compare to the time it took for Elon Musk to say there will be a fully electric car. It took 5 years. Okay, so 100 years, 5 years. Sorry, Elon Musk to send people outside to the space. Why I'm saying it? Because we are moving very fast. And it seems to you that some of the part I'm talking now, ooh, it will take a long time. But when I came to Germany a couple of years ago, everybody said, analytics is descriptive analytics. What do you want? But actually, if you think about it, we're already in predictive analytics. So we moved already. Thank you very much for coming. I hope it was understood, and good luck in your academy.
Thank you very much, Uziel. It was a very nice presentation, and yeah, therefore we have a nice present for you.
Thank you very much.
Something typical here for our area. It's our own coffee.
Ah, thank you.
Thank you that you have your stopover here at Zeche Zollverein, and take care.
Thank you.
Thank you,
everybody.